to the house that Rodney built, Notre Dame Stadium, underneath the watchful eye of Touchdown Jesus, the home of the Fighting Irish. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see the #3 team in the country, the USC Trojans, taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the USC Trojans offense will get the first possession of the game. So much history and pageantry in this rivalry, guys, but the trophy, the jeweled shillelagh, is a little bit under the radar.
It is. It's beautiful to look at, but I think people are always just focused on these two blue blood programs. Notre Dame, USC. This is interconference, national championship, and Heisman implications seemingly always on the line late in the year when these two teams play.
Always so cool, coast to coast. Something matters, something on the line. You're right, this game is always fun to watch. The jeweled shillelagh.
On second down, he'll let it fly. Got it set up on the outside. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back.
Really nice pass right there. This guy's got a lot to live up to. So much pressure when you think about playing quarterback for the Trojans. Heisman winners, guys like Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, Caleb Williams. There's a lot of people watching this guy hoping he can be the next great one at USC. When you see throws like that, it gives you the hope that maybe, you know what, he might just be.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. They'll give it to the back. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. For all of the star quality that USC has been built on, good offensive line, strong running game has always been a hallmark.
No doubt about it. I think they're built on, the passing game and explosive playmakers out wide, but they've always had that balance at USC. You got to have a little bit of the boring to go with the glitz and the glamour.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. These two will try to live up to last year's game as SC won a thriller.
When these teams play late in the year, oftentimes they're beat up, physically worn down. This is a game that you've got to rise above all that. Mentally, you just have to be playing at a different level. Everyone's got to do just a little bit more. And last year, David, it was USC that just made a few extra plays to pull out the...
And I like that you mentioned late in the year because that also means there's so much on the line. Like a lot of times, playoff implications, not just bragging rights for the Jewel Shillelagh. This is also a game that means a lot for the college football playoffs.
Fires to the tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
They'll come to the line for the 8th snap on this opening drive, facing a 3rd and short. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw in that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it to try to get his offense some positive yards.
And the Trojans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
I think throughout the week in practice, when they were game planning their opening script, I don't even know if they envisioned it going as well as it has. This has been beautiful. Nice balance, really nice rhythm. It feels like everything they're dialing up here on their first drive of the game is working to perfection.
Hands it off. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
Here's the handoff. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stem, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
And he's dragged down. First quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
He wouldn't have been the only All-American in this group, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's... coming around the inside.
On the run from inside his own 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. So Notre Dame's offense has its first opportunity of the day. Both of these defenses, David, anchored by star middle backers.
I mean, they're just stars right in the middle of the defense. You'll see them go sideline to sideline, and they will make plays all over the field.
Yeah, these guys are the heart and souls of their defense. They're the leaders. Everybody looks up to them. They're constantly making plays.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. They'll start this one from the 29 on 1st down. To the ground with the back. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Really want to try to pick up at least half of the yardage needed on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Scanning the field, it's Carr. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
Great job by the defense, forcing a fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch.
Yeah, and the defensive line, 3rd and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on 3rd down.
First run of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
They knock him down at the 40. It's a pickup of 5, and that will be enough for a first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
So many memorable and historic moments in this rivalry, guys. It's almost a century old now. First meeting in 1926.
When you think of all the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry, right? Luke Rockne, Eric Parsegian, John Robinson, Pete Carroll. A lot of national championships between these two schools, David.
Lou Holtz, we could keep going on. The uniforms are always strong, always consistent. Fan bases are always so great. This is a game you can set your watch by. You know it'll be great.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. They want to run this quarterback. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. The Trojans are moving quickly down the field. Running back searching for a hole. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
Listen, I know that's not a huge game. Those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a 4-quarter game.
2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. And the Trojans have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. They'll run it up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. You can't hear yourself think on 3rd and goal. Using his feet. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. This is a really big play for both teams. 4th and goal from the 2. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. This defense trying to stand tall on 4th and goal from the 2. Quarterback keeps it. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
Man, I love these goal-to-go situations. Give it to your QB. Don't do any of the read stuff. Don't do any of the stuff that takes time. Go now, get downhill, follow your blocks, and get in the end zone. Nice decisiveness by the QB.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points, and you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on 2nd down. The defense calls the timeout. Their 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. 2nd and 10 after the previous play. Looking downfield, it's Carr. Makes his connection. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. That was... the borderline. You want to make that quarterback feel you, but the official thought it was a little too much. The roughing the passer penalty. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Looking to go up top on 1st down. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Cross-country rivalry between these old foes. It started because Newt Rockney's wife wanted to go to California late in the season, and the next chapter unfolds today.
That sounds perfect. If my wife wanted to do it, it's the same thing I would do. Happy wife, happy life. It's always interesting to hear how these rivalry trophies come about, but I know one thing. USC, Notre Dame, every year, Palmer, is appointment television.
It is. My brother Billy played for Notre Dame, and I'll be honest, I used to get jealous watching him play against the Trojans, whether it was at Coliseum or whether it was at...
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Running it back, it's Samuel. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. The offense set for a 1st down play. Looking to move it through the air. Throws toward the end zone. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep. Good coverage.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Blasted as he lets it go. Oh, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He's at the 30. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception. And they were most fortunate to catch up to him there. He almost turned that into a pick six.
Man, and he had a convoy, too. As soon as he had the ball, he just looked around him. There was just a lot of open green, and he took off. Great job by his teammates on defense, getting downfield and setting up some blocks.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for one or two more plays. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And this one ought to be nice and easy, a 22-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard, it's good. So as it turns out, a two-play drive results in a field goal. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, think of all the legendary players who've been a part of this game. And we have a few more vying for that status so far today in an always emotional fight for the Jeweled Chalet League. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the battle between USC and Notre Dame plays out.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Here come the Irish back on offense. Not a lot of scoreboard fireworks from these guys in the first half, but they've got a chance here after making some halftime adjustments.
Yeah, and remember, it just takes one play to kick the door open, and all of a sudden there's a lot more confidence again. So which guy on this offense can hit the big home run and break this thing open?
Well, and the good thing is it's such a low-scoring game. I'm still very much in this. I can be who I am, make a few tweaks, make a few adjustments, and get this offense rolling.
Here comes the offense on second down. Looking to throw, it's Carr. Finds his big tight end. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
They're bringing heat. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He gets it away from his own end zone. He's got great speed. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Six-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. They go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Leaves it with the back. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Quick pass on the fly motion. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
From the gun, give on the inside. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. This defense needing this energy from the crowd in a goal-to-go situation. They'll try to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, USC! Traveler in the entire Trojan Nation starting to feel their oats as SC has built a lead in this one.
I'm impressed, too, with the Trojans in this one. They've got a lot of competition in conference week in, week out. You don't get a break when you go out of conference to play Notre Dame, but mentally, they've had a lot left in the tank. They are dominating Notre Dame here, Dave.
And it's so fun to watch year after year. Great uniforms, great football. This matchup, the Jewel Shillelagh, every single year is always fun to watch.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
First down here for the offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. Follows that surge up front. He's got 5 out to the 13.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
After trying the running game on first down, they come to the line on second down. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Fires to the wideout. It's caught. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Irish send out the punt unit. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
He's looking for an open man on second down. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Back behind the chains, 1st and 15. Leaves it with the running back. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass and make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
As we head to the quarter break, it is USC holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Got the quick pass. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
And this offense has done such a good job protecting their dude at quarterback, but the defense finally gets home. Listen, that's their third sack in 2 weeks. They got to do a better job applying pressure on the quarterback. Bringing it back, it's Young. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Here come the Irish, back on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick. The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here. So
hit the gas, kick, continues to fight for yards. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I bet that running back's eyes got so big when he gets that handoff going to the right and he sees the huge holes. Yes, please.
The defense just didn't flow quickly enough. All of the blockers had leverage on their men.
And that defensive line has to get off the ball a little bit better, get some penetration to stop that outside run.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Dropping back, it's Carr. Gets it out quickly. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
Right down the middle. He's got it. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Notre Dame has it now, 1st and goal. They'll run it. It's Young. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Irish! Well, if the momentum hadn't shifted before, it certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they can lose this ball game.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. After giving up that last touchdown, they still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
And it gets a little bit tight. Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Palmer, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field, eat up some clock, and finish it off with a touchdown.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Peterson. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. be 3rd and short from their own 33. On the move. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays, and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner. Just exhausting.
They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
The Trojans will line it up on 1st and 10. Gonna run it. It's Jackson. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now on 2nd down, and we'll probably see another run, and that might do it if they can get a first down. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Looking to throw for it. Steps away to find some room. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. You already have the lead. Scoring is always good, but milk the clock and it will be your friend. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
Yeah, and this is where the offense just breathes. Just take your time, huddle up. I'm in absolutely no hurry. I got the lead. I want to continue to run that clock. No false starts, no penalties. Let that clock tick down and then punch it in the end zone to add to this thing.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue. And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem.
USC 24, Notre Dame 10.
He'll bring it out. It's Young. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out. You need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Trying to get to it. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
Looking for a man. It's Carr. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. throws to the wideout. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes. If you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring, I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop it.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. He's looking to throw. They're working that left side. Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left.
You know, this linebacker is a special player because not only is he good making tackles in the open field, this guy can cover. And you saw a great example of it with that running back.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Trojans! With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. One more play to pad the stats. To the air on first down. They're trying to get to it. And they got him. Didn't have much of a chance on that one, and a fitting way to put a capper on this game. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been